This is a tool created by your ancestors, he explained. It symbolizes their ability to adapt and innovate. We hope it represents our intention to work together. The humans exchanged glances, clearly moved by the gesture. Dr. Alara stepped forward, examining the tool with keen interest. This is remarkable, she said, her eyes shining. It shows us that there is a history of creativity and resilience in humanity, but we still have many questions. Zarek took a deep breath, preparing to address their concerns. We want to learn from you and share what we have discovered about your history. We believe there is much we can achieve together. However, before he could continue, Callus's voice rang out from the shadows. You think we should trust these aliens? He shouted, stepping forward with a group of followers. They may appear friendly, but we know nothing of their true intentions. The atmosphere shifted instantly. Tension filled the air as Zarek's heart sank. We come in peace, he protested, but Callus was not convinced. Peace? You think we can trust them with their kind of technology? He pointed at the Zarkons. They may have awakened something dangerous within humanity. Dr. Alara raised a hand, trying to calm both sides. We need to listen to each other. The decision to trust must come from understanding. She turned back to Zarek, her voice firm. What can you tell us about your people and their history? Zarek quickly took the opportunity to explain the Zarkons' values and their commitment to exploration and knowledge. He detailed how they had come to learn about humanity and the importance of cooperation. We have faced challenges, too. We wish to avoid conflict, not create it, he said passionately. Callus scoffed but remained silent, weighing his options. The room was thick with tension, and the future of both civilizations felt uncertain. Would they choose fear, or would they embrace the potential for cooperation? Finally, after a moment of silence, Dr. Alara spoke. We will take time to consider your offer, but we will not proceed without ensuring the safety of our people. She glanced at Callus, who nodded in agreement. Let's not rush into decisions. We must be cautious. As the meeting concluded, Zarek felt a glimmer of hope. They had made contact, but there was still much work to do. The choice lay ahead of both civilizations, to embrace the possibility of peace or to retreat into fear and suspicion. As the Zarkons boarded their ship, Lyra looked at Zarek, her eyes filled with determination. This is just the beginning. We must continue to show them our intentions and build trust. Zarek nodded, knowing that the path forward would be challenging. But he believed that if they could communicate openly, they could overcome the walls that divided them. The fate of both civilizations was now intertwined, and their future would depend on the choices they made together. On a distant planet, a team of curious aliens known as the Zarkons had a mission. They were explorers, always seeking new worlds and ancient treasures. One day, they landed on a forgotten human colony. The colony had been abandoned for thousands of years, but the Zarkons believed it still held secrets of the past. As their ship touched down, excitement filled the air. The Zarkons stepped out, their eyes wide with wonder. The landscape was covered in strange plants, and crumbling buildings towered like ghosts of a lost civilization. The lead explorer, Zarek, pointed to a large structure in the distance. Let's investigate that, he said, his voice filled with enthusiasm. The team nodded, eager to uncover what lay hidden within the ruins. As they walked, they noticed odd symbols carved into the walls. Zarek took out a device that translated the symbols into their language. These tell stories about humans, he explained. They were once great explorers and warriors. The other Zarkons listened closely, their imaginations running wild. What kind of beings were these humans? Finally, they reached the entrance of the large structure. The door was half buried under dirt and vines, but with a little effort, they managed to push it open. Inside, the air was cool and stale. They activated their lights, revealing a vast chamber filled with dust-covered artifacts. The Zarkons gasped at the sight before them. Look at this, cried Lyra, one of the team members, as she picked up a strange object. It was a metal device, shiny and intricately designed. What do you think it is? Zarek studied it closely, his brow furrowed in thought. It looks like some sort of tool, but I can't tell what it does. As they explored deeper into the chamber, they stumbled upon something truly incredible, the remains of human ancestors lying on a stone table. They were remarkably preserved, with features that still held a hint of life. The Zarkons stood in stunned silence, unable to process the sight before them. This is astonishing, Zarek finally whispered. These beings, they once roamed this planet. We need to study them. Lyra nodded in agreement, her eyes wide with curiosity. The other Zarkons gathered around, each one feeling the weight of the moment. They had uncovered something truly special, something that would change their understanding of the universe. Suddenly, Zarek noticed a small device embedded in the wall nearby. It looked ancient but still seemed functional. "Let's see what this does," he said, carefully pressing a button on the device. To their surprise, it activated, and the walls began to light up with holographic images. The Zarkons watched in awe as scenes from human history played out before them. They saw humans exploring distant lands, building great cities, and fighting against incredible odds. Each image revealed more about their incredible capabilities and spirit. The Zarkons could hardly believe what they were witnessing. These humans were not just simple creatures. They were resilient and powerful. As the images faded, Lyra felt a thrill of excitement. "Imagine what we could learn from them," she said, her voice filled with hope. "They could teach us so much about survival and strength." The other Zarkons exchanged glances, considering her words. But Zarek felt a chill run down his spine. "What if we awaken something dangerous?" he cautioned. "We must be careful. We do not know what we are dealing with." The team fell silent, weighing his warning against their growing fascination. Determined to learn more, they decided to conduct further studies. The Zarkons set up their equipment, eager to uncover the secrets hidden within the remains. Little did they know, this discovery would lead them down a path they could never have imagined, a journey that would bring them face to face with humanity's true legacy. As they worked, the chamber filled with the sound of their tools, but also with an unspoken sense of anticipation. The Zarkons had uncovered the first clues to a powerful story, and they were about to awaken the echoes of a forgotten past. As the Zarkons worked tirelessly in the ancient chamber, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement and curiosity. They meticulously examined the human remains and artifacts, hoping to unravel the mysteries of this long-lost civilization. The lead explorer, Zarek, couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of a significant discovery. After hours of study, Lyra stumbled upon an unusual device buried under layers of dust. It resembled a small cube made of metal with strange symbols etched on its surface. "Zarek, come look at this!" she called, her voice echoing through the chamber. Zarek hurried over, his heart racing at the sight of the cube. "What do you think it does?" he asked, peering closely at the device. Lyra shrugged. "I have no idea, but it looks important." Zarek carefully picked it up, feeling its cool surface in his hands. As he turned it over, the symbols began to glow faintly, lighting up the room with an eerie blue light. "Be careful, Zarek," warned another Zarkon, whose name was Tarek. "It might be dangerous." Zarek hesitated but felt a strong urge to learn more. He pressed one of the glowing symbols, and suddenly the entire chamber trembled. The walls vibrated and the air filled with a low hum. "What's happening?" Lyra exclaimed, her eyes wide with fear and excitement. The glow from the cube intensified, and a holographic projection sprang to life in front of them. The Zarkons stepped back, their hearts racing as they watched the scene unfold. The hologram showed images of humans in their prime, explorers navigating vast oceans, scientists inventing new technologies, and warriors standing strong against formidable foes. The Zarkons were captivated by the bravery and spirit of these ancient beings. They had never seen anything like it before. Suddenly, the hologram shifted, revealing a series of battles. Humans fought against powerful enemies, showcasing their strength and determination. The Zarkons watched in awe, realizing these were not just stories, they were memories of a civilization that had faced great challenges. The image of a mighty ship cutting through the stars caught Zarek's attention, leaving him spellbound. "This is incredible," Zarek said, his voice barely above a whisper. "These humans had technology far beyond our own." Lyra nodded, her excitement bubbling over. "They were pioneers! We must learn from them." The other Zarkons exchanged glances, a mix of fear and admiration swirling among them. But as the hologram continued, it revealed darker moments: destruction, loss, and despair. The Zarkons felt a chill as they realized that these humans had suffered greatly. "What happened to them?" Tarek murmured, his eyes fixed on the images of devastation. Just then, the hologram flickered and a new image emerged, a towering AI machine pulsing with energy and wisdom. The AI was a guardian of human knowledge, and it began to speak. "Welcome, explorers. You have awakened the legacy of humanity." The Zarkons gasped, their hearts pounding as they realized the power of what they had uncovered. The AI explained that it was designed to protect and share human knowledge with future generations. You have the opportunity to learn from the past, it continued, but with this knowledge comes responsibility. Do you seek to understand, or will you exploit what you find? Zarek felt a weight on his shoulders. This was not just a discovery, it was a choice that could impact the galaxy. We wish to learn, he declared, his voice firm. We want to understand humanity and its legacy. The AI's glowing eyes shifted, and it acknowledged Zarek's words. Very well. I will share the wisdom of humans with you, but beware. The knowledge you seek can be both a gift and a curse. As the hologram faded, the chamber fell silent. The Zarkons looked at each other, their minds racing. They had awoken something extraordinary, but it came with challenges they hadn't anticipated. Would they truly be ready to embrace the legacy of humanity? With newfound determination, the Zarkons began to gather their equipment, eager to explore this ancient wisdom. They knew they stood at a crossroads, and the choices they made now could shape their future and the fate of humanity itself. After their incredible discovery, the Zarkons were filled with excitement and a sense of responsibility. They had awakened the legacy of humanity, but with that legacy came many questions. As they returned to their ship to discuss their next steps, the atmosphere was thick with tension. Inside the ship, Zarek called a meeting. The Zarkons gathered around a large table, the glowing images of humans still fresh in their minds. We have learned so much, Zarek began, his voice steady, but we need to decide how to move forward. We can use this knowledge to help our people or learn from it and connect with humanity. Lyra looked eager. I believe we should reach out to the humans. Imagine the advancements we could achieve together. They have knowledge we can't even comprehend. Her enthusiasm lit up the room, but Tarek raised a hand, his expression serious. But what if humans react negatively? They might see us as invaders. We don't know how they will respond, he warned. The others nodded, considering his point. They were aware that their appearance on Earth could be seen as a threat. Zarek leaned forward, sensing the weight of the decision before them. We must approach this carefully. We can learn from the AI, and it might guide us on how to communicate with the humans. The group murmured in agreement, but unease lingered in the air. Days passed as the Zarkons studied the AI, gathering knowledge about human history and culture. They learned of humans' achievements and their capacity for both kindness and destruction. However, with every discovery came an increasing anxiety about what their next move should be. Some Zarkons began to fear what they might awaken in humanity. Meanwhile, back on their home planet, news of the Zarkons' discovery spread like wildfire. Other factions within their society began to take notice. Some were fascinated and wanted to learn, while others grew fearful of the potential threat humans posed. A powerful leader named Callus, known for his aggressive tactics, gathered a following that believed the humans could become a danger to the Zarkon race. Callus called for a meeting, rallying those who shared his concerns. These humans were once great warriors. They built ships that roamed the stars. Who's to say they won't seek revenge on us for awakening their past? His voice was strong and fear spread among the crowd. We must prepare for the worst. We should not take any chances. This meeting stirred unrest. Many Zarkons felt a sense of unease, unsure of how to proceed. Should they embrace the unknown and seek peace with humanity? Or should they prepare for battle? The tension between the factions grew, with Callus gaining more followers who believed in the need for protection against humans. Back on the exploration ship, Zarek and Lyra sensed the shift in their society. We need to reach out to the humans before it's too late, Lyra insisted. If we wait, Callus and his followers may create a conflict that we cannot control. Zarek nodded, understanding the urgency. We must act fast. Let's send a message to Earth, using what we learned from the AI. We need to assure them of our peaceful intentions. With their minds set, the Zarkons quickly prepared a communication device that would send their message across the stars. Meanwhile, Callus had devised a plan. He wanted to gather a fleet of ships to confront the humans before they could make contact. If we show strength, they will back down, he declared to his followers. We cannot let fear paralyze us. As both sides prepared for their next moves, the tension thickened. The Zarkons felt the weight of their decision pressing down on them. They had awakened the legacy of humanity, but now they stood on the brink of a potential conflict. Would they choose understanding and connection, or would they be drawn into a battle that could change the course of their history forever? With uncertainty looming over them, the Zarkons prepared to send their message to Earth, hoping it would be a step toward peace. Little did they know that Callus's plan was already set in motion, ready to ignite a firestorm of conflict. The fate of both civilizations hung in the balance, waiting for a single spark to either unite them or tear them apart. The Zarkons waited nervously in their ship as the message to Earth was prepared. Zarek and Lyra had worked tirelessly to craft a clear and respectful communication, hoping to convey their peaceful intentions. However, tension hung in the air as they faced the uncertainty of how humans would react. As the ship's systems activated, Zarek took a deep breath. "This is it," he said, glancing at Lyra, who was monitoring the communication equipment. "We're about to reach out to an unknown civilization. I hope they understand us." Lyra nodded, her fingers dancing over the controls. "We must make them see that we are not a threat. We come in peace." With a final tap, the message was sent, traveling across the vastness of space toward Earth. Back on Earth, in a high-tech control room, scientists and military officials were gathered, analyzing strange signals they had detected. Dr. Alara, a leading expert in extraterrestrial communication, stood at the forefront. "We have something unusual," she announced, her eyes wide with excitement. "It appears to be a message from an alien civilization." The room buzzed with energy as technicians worked to decipher the transmission. The message was clear, but its origin was shocking. "They claim to have discovered remnants of human ancestors," Dr. Ilara continued, glancing at her colleagues. "They say they want to share knowledge, but we need to confirm their intentions." While the scientists debated the implications, Callus was already preparing his fleet for action. He saw the message as a trap, believing it was a ploy to weaken Earth's defenses. "We cannot trust them," he shouted to his followers. "They may seem friendly, but they could turn on us at any moment." Back on the Zarkon ship, the crew awaited a response. Hours turned into a tense silence. Suddenly, a signal flickered to life on their screens. "We have incoming communication," Lyra exclaimed, her heart racing with anticipation. The crew gathered around the display, ready to hear what the humans had to say. As the transmission connected, a figure appeared on the screen. It was Dr. Ilara, her expression serious yet curious. "This is Dr. Ilara from Earth. We received your message. Please explain your intentions clearly." Zarek took a deep breath and replied, "We are the Zarkons, explorers from the Zarkon system. We have uncovered the remains of your ancestors on a distant planet. We wish to learn and share knowledge, not to harm." Dr. Ilara studied Zarek intently. "Why should we believe you? How can we be sure you are not a threat?" Her voice was cautious, reflecting the anxiety of her people. Zarek understood the fear. "We are aware of the history of humanity. Your people have faced many challenges, and we do not wish to add to them. We hope to connect and learn together." The tension in the room on Earth was palpable. Dr. Ilara considered his words. "If you truly come in peace, then we need to arrange a meeting. But know this, we will not be unprepared. Trust must be earned." Zarek nodded, grateful for the opportunity. "We understand. We will do everything to prove our sincerity." The screen flickered as the transmission ended, leaving the Zarkons in an anxious silence. Meanwhile, Callus was furious when he learned of the communication. "They are making a mistake by trusting these aliens," he fumed to his followers. "We must take action now. Prepare the fleet for departure." His followers, driven by fear, were quick to agree, not realizing the gravity of their actions. Back on the Zarkon ship, Zarek and Lyra discussed their next steps. "We need to show them we are serious about our intentions," Lyra said. "Maybe we can offer them something from the artifacts we found. A symbol of trust," Zarek agreed, feeling a surge of determination. "Yes, let's take one of the human relics and present it to them. It will show that we respect their history." They quickly prepared an ancient tool they had unearthed, one that represented human ingenuity. As they finalized their plans, the atmosphere on both the Zarkon ship and Earth grew tense. The meeting was set, but Callus's fleet was ready to move. With both civilizations on the brink of a significant encounter, a cloud of uncertainty loomed overhead. Would peace prevail, or was conflict inevitable? The stage was set for a pivotal moment in their shared histories. The day of the meeting between the Zarkons and the humans arrived, filled with excitement and anxiety. Zarek stood on the bridge of his ship, looking at the planet Earth displayed on the screen before him. "This is it," he said, his heart racing. We are about to change everything. Lyra, standing beside him, nodded. We must make sure our presentation goes perfectly. This relic represents trust. It could help us build a bridge between our worlds. They had decided to bring the ancient human tool, a simple but elegant piece that showcased the creativity of their ancestors. Meanwhile, on Earth, Dr. Alara and her team were also preparing for the meeting. We need to remain cautious, she reminded her colleagues. This is a huge moment for both our species, and we must ensure our safety. The tension in the control room was thick as they prepared to receive the aliens. As Zarek's ship descended toward Earth, Callus was finalizing his plans to confront the Zarkons. His fleet was stationed nearby, waiting for the signal to act. If they try to deceive us, we will be ready, he told his followers. We will not let them take advantage of our kindness. His words fueled a sense of urgency among his troops, who were anxious to protect their home. The Zarkon's ship landed gently on a designated platform surrounded by security forces. As the hatch opened, Zarek and Lyra stepped out, carrying the ancient tool. A group of armed soldiers and scientists stood ready to greet them, led by Dr. Alara. Zarek felt a mix of nerves and hope as he approached. Welcome to Earth, Dr. Alara said, her tone neutral but welcoming. We appreciate your willingness to meet. Please present what you have brought. Zarek held the relic out carefully, ensuring it was visible to everyone.